Modular arithmetic. Modulo n. Two integers a and r are congruent modulo n if and only if a minus r divided by n is an integer. So this is our notation for congruence. You don't read it as equal to. That's not equal. That is congruence. A is congruent to r modulo n if and only if a minus r divided by n is an integer. Q is an integer. Well, what that means is n divides a minus r exactly. What that means is when n divides a minus r, the result has no remainder, or the remainder is equal to 0. Okay, so let us use that definition to determine if the congruence is true. Is 15 congruent to 5 modulo 2? Question mark? Yes. Is 16 congruent to 9 modulo 5? Let us use our definition of congruence modulo n. It is not true that 16 is congruent to 9 modulo 5 because 7 divided by 5 is not an exact division. It is equal to 1 and 2 over 5. And 1 and 2 over 5 is not an integer. How about this? Is 7 congruent to negative 23 modulo 5? Question mark. Yes, the congruence is true because 5 divides 30 exactly. 30 divided by 5 is 6. Is this congruence true? Okay, question mark. What is 8 times 6? 8 times 6 is 48. No, this congruence is not true because when 49 is divided by 11, the result is not an integer. The division is not exact. Euclidean division theorem. Given two integers a and b, where b is greater than 0, there are unique integers q and r such that a is equal to b times q plus r, where r is less than b but greater than or equal to 0. So the reason why we are using the symbols q and r here because q here stands for the quotient and r here stands for the remainder. You can now see why this is called division theorem, because the quotient and the remainder are the things that appear when you are performing division. So we are given a and b. What should be the value of q and r? So how do we produce the values for q and r when a is 7 and b is 3? So what we do is we perform the division. 7 divided by 3. So this is our q and this is our r. How do we write it in this form? 7 is equal to 3 times 2 plus 1. That is our q and this is our r. How about when a is 22 and b is 5? 4 is our q. 2 is our r. So 22 can be written as 5 times 4 plus 2. This is our q and this one is our r. How about for the last one, when a is 150? So obviously 150 divided by 3 is equal to 50. So q is equal to 50 and r is equal to 0. So 150 is equal to 3 times 50 plus 0. Congruence modulo n and the Euclidean division theorem. So these two things are related to each other directly. Given two integers a and r, a is congruent to r modulo n if and only if a is equal to n times q plus r. So the r here, look at this, r. So the r here is the remainder. This is the remainder when a is divided by n. And so that's going to be the key. Many students, when they first meet this, they cannot quickly move forward. But the Euclidean division theorem will help you move forward. If you want to get r, all you have to do is divide a by n and look for the remainder. This statement is the direct result of our definition of congruence modulo n. If a is congruent to r modulo n, then a minus r divided by n is equal to q. Solving for a minus r is equal to n times q, and a is equal to n times q plus r. Given that the Euclidean division theorem will help us evaluate congruence modulo arithmetic, let us find the value of x. So what is the value of x here? So this is what we do. We divide 25 by 3 and look for the remainder. So this is our remainder. 25 is congruent to 1 modulo 3. How about 251 is congruent to x modulo 6? What is the value of x? So that is our r. X is equal to 5 because 5 is the remainder when we divide 251 by 6. How about this one? 57 is congruent to x modulo 26. What is the value of x? 57 divided by 26. This one is equal to 2. 2 times 26 is 52. 57 minus 52 is 5. So this one is our remainder. 57 is congruent to 5 modulo 26. So again, many students who are doing modulo arithmetic for the first time are slow to move forward. If you find yourself lost, if you cannot move forward quickly when it comes to performing modulo arithmetic, this is what you do. You go back to the Euclidean division theorem. You divide a by n and look for the remainder.